Hi, Kevin Lentz here, Trinity at Badger Ranch. I want to thank you for joining me for my Monday devotion. I want to do a recap of what I preached on Sunday. Yesterday we spoke about the very well-known parable of the prodigal son. So I began by talking about that we need to understand mercy. Mercy is when we deserve punishment for something we have said or done and expect punishment for what we have said or done, and we are spared it. God is merciful to us. We deserve punishment from God because of our sin, but he spares us that way. So it was built around the parable of the prodigal son. And so I began by asking the question, what is prodigal? Because the only time I'm familiar with hearing it or using it is with the parable of the prodigal son. It's not like I say, well, my car is running kind of prodigal right now, or I'm feeling kind of prodigal right now, or why are you being so prodigal right now? We just don't use that term in a whole lot of ways beyond what Luke 15 talks about in that parable Jesus spoke. But clearly it's not just a made-up word for that time. So we talked about what are the definitions of prodigal. Well, the first one is kind of like wastefully extravagant. So being horribly wasteful with what we have, and going way above, buying stuff way more than we need or that we have to have, or just spending money to spend it wastefully, but also buying the nicest stuff, the best of stuff, having to really surround ourselves with what's great out there, wastefully extravagant. The other definition is being a reckless spender. Now, we're all spenders. We have to be. That's our society. Money is the base of it. We have food, clothes, home, cars, gas, all that kind of stuff. We have to have money, but we don't want to be reckless with it. We don't want to have it be gone when we might need it later, because that's not a good thing, because we're going to always probably need it some way, money, and maybe a good piece of it down the road. We'd rather kind of be known as people who are maybe thrifty or wise with our money or something like that. So prodigal could be the opposite of a person who's a good budgeter or a good steward with what God has given them. We didn't read the text, but we talked about it. The son and the father and the other son. The younger son leaves home, goes, lives the wild life, realizes he made a mistake, goes back to his dad, and says that I'm not worthy enough to be your son. And the father speaks and says, don't feel that way for a second. And then he calls his servants, put the best ring on him, kill a fattened calf. Let's celebrate. My son who was dead is now alive. He was gone, but he's back here. And so we think that's a wonderful thing worth giving thanks to God for. So the father showed mercy to that younger son, where he could have said, yeah, you were foolish, weren't you? You made a mistake. You're going to suffer for it. You're going to learn. No, the father just opened arms, welcomed him back, and it was a beautiful image. The older brother hears the party going on, not too happy, asks the servant, what's going on? Oh, your brother's back. Your dad's celebrating, going to a party. And he's not upset. When he doesn't show up for the party, the dad goes out to him. And the son kind of gives it to his dad. Dad, I've always been faithful to you. I've always done what you said. I had never run away. You never let me celebrate with you and my friends, a small little party. But when this son of yours is a horrible life, comes back, you celebrate it. Why? That's not fair. And the father, again, in mercy, doesn't get on him saying, you know better. You shouldn't be that way. You should be happy your brother is here. No. He said, you've always had a place here. Yes, it's great you never left, but it doesn't mean I love you less or anything like that. My two boys are very important to me. I love them the same. They're my children. I'm merciful to both of them. And so we give thanks for that example the Father gives. It reminds us, doesn't it, of the example of our Heavenly Father, how merciful God is. He could punish us for our sin. He doesn't. He loves us, forgives us, accepts us for our weaknesses, and calls us his children. So again, the parable of the prodigal son, a very important story Jesus told. We're still learning from it today. I pray God bless your week, and I pray you can join us for worship maybe this coming Sunday. God bless. Bye-bye.